Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Tom.
And this is the very realistic park bench.
Yes, as usual, I'm just going to just start taking a video here so you can see.
It's actually a nice park.
This is actually a bench in a park.
There's no space on that side, though, to put the tripod,
No.
so you get
You get the
holding.
screen behind the building site.
So today I'm not quite sure what we're talking about, but I think it's some kind of failed video that I wasn't there for.
Yes, and so occasionally there are videos on my channel that don't work, and they come over here, and Matt, you could have saved this.
Oh.
You could have saved all the technical problems I had with this video, one after the other, but you couldn't have saved the one big problem it had.
Okay.
Which is that fundamentally this video would not work for at least 6 months, maybe more.
Right.
Because I filmed it in Las Vegas.
Oh,
Where-
thanks to news, yes.
Yes, where recent news means that the city is essentially in mourning and shock. So I'd scripted this 6 months ago, 9 months ago, knowing I'd be touring the southwest of the US at some point.
So what was the video about?
So the video was going to be called The Lies of Las Vegas,
Okay.
being a follow-up to Lies on the London Underground I did with Matt Parker a while ago.
Ah, yeah.
And it started out as being a kind of a thing about the lies built into the architecture and the games and everything like that. So the best example, I can still remember my script, the Bellagio Casino has 36 floors on the inside. On the outside, if you count the windows, it's got about 18.
To make it look more spacious than it actually is.
To make it look closer, friendlier, less... Basically you're sharing your hotel room window with 3 other rooms.
Huh?
It's just, they're all double size. So your
Right.
hotel room window starts in the corner and goes to not quite the corner of your room. It's really clever.
Yeah.
Almost all the casinos built in like the 80s and 90s do that. The Monte Carlo, as an example, doesn't, and it looks like a prison.
Right.
Because they're massive, they're absolutely massive. So it started like that. And then it went into some of the lies about the games and the slot machines. And for that, I've mentioned this book before, which was Addiction by Design,
Yes, you have mentioned that.
which is a bleak and fairly harrowing look into slot machine addiction and gambling addiction.
And when I like a book, I like it bleak and harrowing. Bye now. Tom Scott, bleak and harrowing.
It's a really good book. So I had emailed Professor Shull, who wrote it, and she'd given me permission to use sections of it as part of the basis of my
Oh, that's
research. I mean, there's nothing to stop me doing that anyway. It was
No.
like, yeah, I'm basically taking core arguments for your book here and summarising them in 3 minutes. Is that okay? And it was. I got the script and all was well. And it wasn't... First of all, I got there, and Vegas is obviously still in shock.
Yeah.
Last time I went to Las Vegas was 10 years ago, almost exactly.
Okay.
I can actually put a comparison photo up.
Oh,
'Cause
really?
I've got the same photo of me in front of the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. And I hadn't even started wearing red T-shirts as a common thing back then. Wearing a red T-shirt.
So it's going to be the same, but with shorter hair.
Shorter hair and a load of flowers and tributes because the Vegas sign is in the shadow of the Mandalay Bay Hotel. And there is no more logical place for there to be the memorial. I suspect that's going to become the permanent memorial. There's nowhere else in Vegas you could put it, and it's where the temporary one is. So I suspect that's going to be made permanent at some point.
Make something nearby, I suppose.
Yeah. When I went 10 years ago, they hadn't even... It was just a sign in the middle of the highway, in the median. So you had to get off the bus, because I couldn't drive then, walk across the highway where there wasn't a crossing and pose in front of the sign.
Is there a crossing and everything? I've never been to that bit of Vegas, so I've only ever seen photos of a sign in the middle of the desert.
So since I was there last, they've added a crossing, they've added parking spaces.
Because people kept getting run over, I assume.
Yeah. But last time I went, there were only a few people there. This time, it's actually quite emotional now because there are a lot of people walking around. There's still the person there from the city taking a photo in front, but it's very different. And that was the first clue I got, because that was one of the first places I went to. Yeah, this is a thing. I'm not like, the video is not 6 months. This is a year down the line. This is 2 years down the line. I don't want to do this right now.
Yeah.
But I figured film it anyway, because you take careful camera shots. That you may as well bank it for the future. So I'm going to set that part of it aside. I'm concentrating on the technical stuff. You would have saved all of this, Matt. So problem number 1, you can't film in the casinos.
No, because you look like you're trying to game the system, and then you get taken outside via a back room.
Yeah, and banned, and entirely banned. There are facial recognition cameras all through Vegas casinos. And there's only sort of 3 chains of casinos there, so you get banned from one, you get banned from loads. Yeah. You also don't want to identify any gamblers if you're talking about problem gambling.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't do any close-up shots or anything like that. I've got footage of me playing one of the games. I put $5 in. I pressed one button. It spanned the reels and my $5 vanished. And then it paid me out $7.50. I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm quitting here then.
Low stakes gambling success.
And this is part of the thing. That was a low stakes machine, and I pushed the button and it took $5 in one go. And it's designed to psychologically hack your brain and take. I put that into an even lower stakes machine, and it took about 5 minutes to take away all that money in slow. Because the way it works, because I did the research, it takes the $5 and then you win $4 back in the same spin. And then it takes $5 and you win $3.20 back. And it takes $5 and you win $5.50 back.
But it's not a win until you've gone over your initial outlay, though.
Right, so you've constantly got this little sort of Skinner box of going, oh, I've got a little win, oh, I've got a little win, oh, I've got a little win, despite the fact that those are technically losses. Like, it's...
Yeah, I can see how most people would see that as
wins. Yeah. And so that was stop number 1, Las Vegas sign. Got a couple of careful angles where it could be used any time.
Yeah.
Went off to the second location, which was the only place I could film my script, my piece to camera, was on some hills at the outside of the city basin.
Okay.
Because it's a big valley and then hills all around. So I parked on Lake Mead Boulevard, I think, where there's one camera shot you can get. If you point your camera in exactly the right thing, exactly the right zoom, you stand in the right place, and I forgot my tripod.
Was it in your hotel room?
Yeah.
Belen.
Yeah. So there I am, trying to perch my camera on the rubber seal round the boot of my car.
How did that go for you?
So I thought it went well, because I filmed in 4K, intending to crop down to 1080, kept the shot wide. Nah.
Did it go?
No, it just
looked.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad in many ways. So it's like, okay, that's fine. I'll have a second attempt the next day. At this point, I'm getting slightly sunburned anyway. It's fine. I'll go back the next day and do that. In the meantime, I'm trying to get some other shots. I'm driving with my with a GoPro out to the corner of my car going down the strip.
Okay.
Las Vegas Strip, the big boulevard with all the casinos on it. And some of that footage was good, but mostly it's covered by buses and people and taxis. And it turns out all those really nice, glamorous shots of Las Vegas, you know why they're always in slow motion? It's because you can't manage more than 5 seconds on the damn strip without something getting in the way of your shot.
They probably have to film it at 5 o'clock in the morning to have the road at least slightly clearer.
Yes. Yeah, so that didn't... Like, there's some shots in there, the footage isn't great. And, like, on its own, any of these could be avoided.
Yeah.
But now I'm looking back at the footage from my script and I'm realising that's a 5-minute monologue. That script is way longer than I thought it was, and it's actually really depressing for the last half of it. And there isn't a good narrative structure here. But that would be okay on its own if all the footage around it was good as well. Because I'm going to save this. The last thing I've got a couple of shots like going up escalators in hotels, because you can, like, that's a standard tourist shot. It's a nice thing. No one identifiable. No one's going to worry about that. But they didn't turn out well either.
Aww.
But the last thing. Sorry, I'm doing all the talking in this one. You should monologue the next one.
You have a story to tell.
The last one. I'm still going on this. Like, I haven't thrown this off as a bad job yet because I know what my last bit of shooting is going to be. Because I have booked a helicopter flight over Vegas with the doors off. There is one.
I would like to do that.
There is one company that will do a photographer's flight over Vegas. They will take off from. So first of all, it's the private jet terminal at McCarran Airport.
Ooh.
You walk in and it's just, yep, who are you here for? Cool, they're over there. Like, while I was there was a family of about 4 people, and someone just walked in and said, "Your jet's ready now." I was like, okay,
I really want to have a go on a private jet. I wouldn't fit. I see short people on YouTube and films having to crawl to get in. I have to do that in normal size planes.
Yeah. So we're not allowed to film on the tarmac. We have to wait till we get to the helicopter. And I've done helicopter flights before, but I've never done one with the doors off.
Yeah.
The photographers up on the Arctic trip did that. I was not one of the photographers, so I didn't get that seat. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I thought I was okay with helicopters
Are you strapped in?
Oh yeah, so I've got a seatbelt on. So I'm in the door seat.
Yeah.
So we've got co-pilot seat, front left, door seat, back left, door seat, back right, who doesn't have the best view, but he wasn't taking many photos, he's just there for the experience, so he took that one. And then back middle, who has to scoot down onto the floor, swing their legs round, scoot forward, and then hang their legs out. So not only have we got seat belts, which they take off, we've also got full 3-point harnesses.
Yeah.
Like 3-point? No, that's what you have in a car. The ones you use for skydiving or zip line or anything like that, full attached. And we tested them before leaving by sort of doing that on the ground. And yeah, we're not going anywhere.
Okay.
It's going to be uncomfortable if you fall out. You're going to get hit by the wind a lot, but you're going to be fine. I was like, this is going to be brilliant. I'm going to point the camera out. I set the camera to high frame rate because I figured there'll be a bit of buffeting up there. It was a windy day. There was a lot of buffeting up there. Like the couple of points where the helicopter sort of goes...
And you're not sat in the seat properly.
You know what happens when the doors are off in a helicopter? Yes. Yeah, it's not... You can deal with. You can't deal with. So all my footage, even filmed at 120 frames a second...
Because you have a rolling shutter camera.
It's unusable. There are occasional 2 or 3 seconds in there when we're doing a turn or something like that where it's good. It's also... actually, I'll get into that in a minute. What I should have done in hindsight was switch the camera, because it's the RX100, to the full high frame rate mode and got 1,000 frames a second out of it, which would have looked nice. All the shots of Vegas that look beautiful from a helicopter are shot on not even on an Osmo or something like that, on a professional $10,000, $100,000 heli gimbal.
Yeah.
That looks beautiful.
And it's not rolling shutter, whatever the bloody frame is. Full frame every time.
Guy holding point and shoot like this? No. Because I've done that. I've done that in a helicopter before. It's been fine. It was stable. The shots from the Arctic were there. Not with the doors off. But even those shots I thought might be usable either have the Mandalay Bay Hotel in them, which is where the shooting was from.
You can't use them yet.
Or they have Trump Tower. Which, regardless of politics, you put that in the background of the shot, that's all the comments are going to be about.
Yeah.
Donald Trump has ruined the Las Vegas Strip since I was last there.
Has he?
Yep. The view from the Las Vegas sign used to be hotels all the way down, and then it sort of curves at the end, there's a couple of hotels. But Donald Trump specifically built his hotel, I think. I can't see any other reason to put it in this location, at a particular bit that is off the Strip. It's not on the Las Vegas Strip, but it is positioned so it is exactly central in that viewpoint down Las Vegas Boulevard. So now you have...
Look at my penis.
It's this giant... I mean, I can't complain that it's gaudy and gold because it's in Vegas, but I can complain that it is designed, like as far as I can tell, he says, being very careful with legal things, as far as I can tell, designed to be right in the middle of everyone's tourist photo, ruining the composition. So all those shots don't work. Loads of other shots don't work. Even the shot around the stratosphere doesn't work because the winds are changing and I'm trying to deal with it. So, the helicopter shots didn't work. The shots down the Strip didn't work. The second take of my script nearly worked, apart from all the wind that morning.
Okay.
Which caused my tripod to blow over. And which meant that I had to film from a tripod in the boot of my car, looking out from there in order to get that shot.
Well, you know what I say?
What?
Take me next time, and we'll make it all right.